Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing the $1,000 Sephora fantasy cart. 1000 Sephora fantasy cart. This tag was created by Emily Noel, so I would definitely link her channel down below so you guys can check her video out. And yeah, I just wanted to jump on this tag as well. I thought it was super fun and just gonna share with you guys the products. If I had $1,000, what I would spend it on at Sephora. So if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I do upload 3 times a week, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss out. And let's just go ahead and jump right in. So I am going to pop up some pictures for you guys, and I have a few products that I do want, and there's a few products in here that I'm just like, it would be nice to have, but I don't know if I'd actually pick it up, and I would definitely not spend $1,000 all at once. So my cart is at $1,019. This doesn't include shipping, taxes, but I figured if I had $1,000 to spend at Sephora, I'm sure I have a little extra to pay for taxes and stuff. So let me go ahead and get started. So the first product I put in my cart was the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine Sheer Lipstick in the shade Glazed. It's a peachy pink color. I've heard a lot of good things about this lipstick. It's kind of like a lip balm, I believe. Yeah, I've heard super good things about it. That is a color that I could wear pretty much every single day. Right now, I'm not really able to wear lipstick to work just because I do wear masks, so it's kind of hard to apply lipstick. So I just felt like something that's lightweight on the lips and then has some color that it's not like clear would be nice to have. And that product costs $22. Next product I have in my cart is the Natasha Denona Metropolis eyeshadow palette. I've been eyeing this since it came out. Okay, not really. So when it first came out, I was like, ooh, she's cute, you know? But when I saw it at Sephora in person, I was like, she is really cute. I really like the Natasha Denona formula. I think it's definitely worth it. I do have one Natasha Denona palette that I don't really like, to be honest, and it's this Sunset palette. But any other palette that I have tried, I actually really enjoy. I love the formula. I feel like this is a palette that a lot of people still rave about. I would definitely like to still pick it up someday, and it's $129. So it's one of the more expensive palettes that I do have in my cart. And I don't know, I think it's pretty. I love the color scheme. I would definitely pick it up hopefully sometime in the future. Next up, I have the Marc Jacobs Beauty At Lashed Lengthening and Curling Mascara. So I'm not one to purchase high-end mascaras unless they're on sale, especially like during an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty steals when it's like half off. This cost $27. I really like the wand on it. I figured that would really be nice to kind of coat the lashes, grab all my lashes, and kind of lengthen and volumize as well. It has pretty good reviews too. So the wand is definitely something that gravitated myself towards it. Again, I'm not one to really purchase high-end mascaras. Is this something that I would probably pick up in the future? Probably not, but it is one that I would pick up in my fantasy haul. Next up, I have the Melt Cosmetics. I put in the Smoke Session so I wouldn't forget, but I actually want the She's in Parties eyeshadow palette. This retails for $48, actually out of stock, so I wasn't able to add it to my cart, but I added the Smoke Sessions in its place so I wouldn't forget that that's what I wanted. This is actually really deep, and I think the shades are super pretty as well. This is newer to the beauty industry. I really like the colors in here. I find that it's more of like a smoky palette, but like burgundy shades. I think it's super pretty. I love that it has like mauve tones in here as well. I think this is something that I would pick up, but it's not something like at the top of my list that I want like ASAP. I do want it, but it's not something, again, that I'm going to run for. So I decided to just throw it in my fantasy cart because it's something that I would love to have. Next up, another palette. I have mostly eyeshadow palettes in my little fantasy cart because like eyeshadow palettes is just something that I gravitate more towards. So I have the Viseart Paris Edit eyeshadow palette, and this retails for $39. This is actually kind of small because I do have another one similar in size, And these Viseart palettes are actually really nice. The pigmentation's super nice as well. And I just love the color story in here. I don't have very many palettes that are mauve-y tones. And I've just really been, lately I was really into like burgundy warm shades for my crease area like every single day. And right now I'm kind of like getting tired of wearing burgundy shades all the time. So I'm kind of trying to lean towards like mauve-y eyeshadows because I used a few shadows from a NYX palette that were mauve tones, and I really love the way it looked. It just looks really soft and really beautiful, like a soft glam. So I'm definitely interested in that Viseart Paris Edit eyeshadow palette. That is something that I actually would pick up. When I first started doing my cart, I actually went to my loves list to see what I really wanted, and I added it to the cart before I actually went through like all the products to see what I would want to add. Next up, I have the Pat McGrath Labs Mini Lip Fetish Lip Balm Trio. I actually put this in my cart instead of getting a full-size lip balm because I actually only really wanted the lip balm in the shade Blow Up because Mel Thompson made me want it for some reason. And the actual full size is on sale right now at Sephora for $19, but I figured I'm not really going to go through a full-size like lip. Maybe a lip balm I would. I figured with this little mini I get to try like the clear, that shade I want, and then Flesh 3 is actually one of my favorite lipsticks that I do have from Pat McGrath. I think the shade is super pretty. I just decided to throw in this trio lip balm set for $25, and I can try 3 of them, and then if I do end up liking that Blow Up shade I could always pick up a full size. Next up on my list I have the Fenty Beauty Fly Pencil Longwear Pencil Eyeliner. This retails for $22, and the shade I picked was Spaghetti Straps, which the name is super cute. And this is just a coral matte shade. I don't know, I don't really have like these kinds of colors as liners in my collection, and I've heard actually really good things about these eyeliners, so I figured let's go ahead and throw like a fun shade in my cart. And because I do enjoy pops of color in my waterline, so I figured let's just again throw it in the cart because we need another eyeliner. I did put in a couple primers, the first one being the Tatcha the Liquid Silk Canvas Featherweight Protective Primer. This one retails for $52. I've heard a lot of good things about this primer. I've heard that this one is actually better than the putty one, and I would prefer like the liquid version instead of putting my fingers in a product to apply to my face. I don't know, I just prefer something that I can pump to my hands and just apply instead of, again, putting my fingers in it. I heard super good things about this. A lot of people like the liquid version over the actual putty, so that is something that a no-brainer I just threw into my cart. Another expensive palette I put in my cart was the Pat McGrath Mothership 8 Artistry Eyeshadow Palette Divine Rose 2. This retails for $125. I feel like the color story is super beautiful. I love is it a multi-chrome shadow that's in this palette? It like reflexes green and pink and like gold. It's super beautiful. This is something I actually regret not picking up in like the limited edition packaging. They had like a rose metallic packaging. There was a time where I was like more into nails than makeup, so I kind of looked over that, but if I would have seen that they had like a limited edition packaging, I probably would have picked that up. And now a whole bunch of people are selling it over like $200 for the limited edition packaging. But this palette's super beautiful. I do have one. I have Mothership 5, which is the Bronze Seduction, I believe, and it's all like browns and like wearable shades. Definitely need to pull that in a future shop my stash very soon because that was not cheap. But I love the tones. Like, again, this does have some of those mauve shades that I'm kind of into right now that I want to bring into my collection. And I love all those shimmer shades that are in there as well, in this palette as well. So that is something that I would definitely have at the top of my list to want to pick up. I decided I would need a new blush, so I put in the Melt Cosmetics blush in the shade Honey Thief. It looks super pretty. It's kind of like it says neutral peach. I feel like the shade kind of looks pretty unique to my collection. I have a ton of blush, but I feel like I don't have this kind of color in my collection. I feel like it's just a pretty like burnt peachy color. Like, it just looks looks super pretty. That's something that I would want, and I do have it on my loves list. I do think it's super pretty, and yeah, I just want to try it out. Next up, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Matte Bronzer. I put the shade tan, but let me correct that. I would get the shade medium. This papa is a big papa, like it's huge. I'm assuming it's probably as big as like my Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. Like the size is really, really big. I've seen people mention it in their like makeup hauls or like when they're using it in their videos, and it looks really big. I've kind of been intrigued into trying Charlotte Tilbury, and I haven't heard any bad things about the matte bronzer either. It's something new that just recently launched, so I'm definitely interested to trying that bronzer out. I'm not big on having a ton of bronzers because I feel like a lot of bronzers kind of look the same, but for Charlotte Tilbury, I just feel like it's gonna be nice and pretty and just kind of like smooth when you're applying it onto your skin. It's just gonna look super beautiful. I do have a couple foundations in my cart. The first one is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Foundation. Has SPF 45. This is retailing for $45. I actually just want this because Mel Thompson raves about this foundation, and she claims that that's like her everyday foundation. Says it's a flawless foundation with breathable coverage and a radiant finish. And it's medium. Skin type is good for normal, dry, combo, and oily. Like this sounds like something that I would like. It's medium coverage. I like medium coverage. It says it's radiant, but I believe it's not super radiant. I think it's more like a demi matte foundation. So I'm definitely interested in that one because Mel Thompson recommended it. So definitely interested in that foundation. Another foundation I'm interested in is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. This one retails for $48. I've actually tried a mini or a sample size of this foundation. I actually really enjoyed it. I actually got my friend hooked on it and she picked up the full size, but I have still yet to pick up the full size. I think it has really pretty coverage as well, medium to full, and also has that really pretty... It's not super radiant, but I feel like it does have like makes your skin look healthy, which I do like. That is the other foundation I have in my cart. And then the other primer I do have is by Farsali. This is the Skin Tone Blur Perfecting Primer Serum. I do have a little mini that I'm trying to use up in a project pan. And now having it in my project pan, I'm realizing why I wanted the full size in the first place, because I initially started with just like a sample packet, and then I was going to purchase the full size, and I was like, $54, like that's a lot of money. So I went with the mini, which was still like 20 something dollars. With I should have just went with the full size, but that is what I'm wearing under my foundation. I feel like it just kind of blurs my skin and it just preps it for my foundation. I feel like it looks super, super nice. This was definitely something I really wanted to apply in my fantasy cart, and I think this is something I would definitely pick up. I do want it, so I might pick up a full size of it. Another eyeshadow palette is by Natasha Denona. This is the bronze eyeshadow palette. This retails for $65. I'm not one to wear a lot of neutral shades, even though I am today. I'm loving these tones that I have going on today, and this bronze eyeshadow palette, I've just been gravitated towards it for some reason. I feel like it's more on the warmer bronzy side than like coppery. Well, it has some coppers, but it's not like an all copper bronzy palette, if that makes any sense. I'm really gravitated towards it. It's something that I would like to pick up, and it's pretty more on the affordable side of Natasha Denona, not like $129 like the first one that I mentioned, the Metropolis. That one's $125, $129, I believe. I don't know, this one's half the cost. I can probably pick it up during a VIB sale or something, or with a gift card. If somebody gave me a gift card, I would definitely pick this palette up. Or also, I really want the Pat McGrath one too. Maybe that one will be from hubby for my birthday this year. A powder that I keep going back to that I might just pick up soon because it's on sale for $20 right now at Sephora is by Milk Makeup. This is the Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. I'd pick up the shade Translucent Light. Again, it's $20 on sale right now, so I feel like it's a good price to pick up right now. Usually it retails for $29. I don't know, just the name Blur and Set, it just sounds like it's gonna make my skin look beautiful. And then I remember a time where a lot of people were raving about this powder. And ever since then, I've just been gravitating, wanting to pick it up. And I don't know, I'm still gravitated towards it. I would obviously need another powder in my collection. And yeah, I really want to try this. A blush that I am kind of side-eyeing and decided let's go ahead and put it in my fantasy cart was the Patrick Ta Monochromatic Moment Velvet Blush in She's Sincere. I remember when they first came out and a lot of people were hauling these in their hauls, and this retails for $32. I would definitely love to pick up a blush, but it's just been kind of $32 is kind of a lot for a blush. I've heard really nice things about this. I believe it's not really pigmented when you swatch it, but when you apply it with a brush, it has really nice pigmentation. I believe that's what people have been saying. They haven't really been talking about this recently. I know like new makeup comes out, so people just start reviewing and kind of don't talk about stuff that's came out yesterday. So I've heard good things about this blush, so I definitely want to pick that up. Next up, I have the Tatcha the Kissu Lip Mask. This retails for $28. I put this in my cart because I do have pretty dry lips, and I just wanted something that's super hydrating. I believe Mel Thompson has raved about this lip mask as well, that she likes this one more than the Laneige one. Yeah, I just put it in my cart because I figured I would need soft lips. And yeah, I would definitely want to try this out. This is something that I would want to pick up in the future. Almost done. I have 3 more products left. Next up is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Powder for retails for $45, and I would pick up the shade Fair, the lightest one. I just keep hearing such great things about this powder. Everybody and their mama probably owns this but me. Yeah, a lot of people love this powder. It just makes your skin look nice and smooth and beautiful. People use it for the under eyes. I know some people have mentioned a dupe would be the Flower Beauty one, which is also on my list. So I don't know. I just keep hearing a lot of people rave about this powder, and it's just something that I really want to pick up. Next up, I have a Tom Ford Eye Color Quad, which again is pretty much like a mauvey. Is it mauve or mauve? I don't know. But this palette retails for $88. It's the Sos Les Sable. And again, you can see those like mauve tone shades. I think there's like a pattern here that I'm kind of wanting to pick up some mauve tones and bring them into my collection. Like I'm just gravitating towards that right now. And I've heard such great things on the Tom Ford by Mel Thompson. Morgan Turner is another one that raves about Tom Ford quads as well. So they're both people that have influenced me to put in a quad into my fantasy cart. I did look at all of them, and again, this one was one that I gravitated towards, those mauve shades. I just want some mauve shades because I don't have any mauve shades. And then lastly, I decided let's treat my hair a little bit. So I put in the Olaplex No. 7 Bonding Oil. This retails for $28. This is something I would like because sometimes I find that my hair isn't as pretty or like shiny, or it just looks dry. And I do color my hair. I also do wear it in buns a lot, so I feel like I'm kind of damaging it by having it up as well. You would think that having it up you're not damaging it, but you kind of are when you're applying the hair ties and then you're getting split ends. Like I still get split ends even though I don't straighten my hair a lot, so obviously I'm causing damage just having a bun on. So that is something that I'm interested in. That is probably something that I will be picking up. Yeah, I'm interested in picking up this oil because I feel like Olaplex is really nice. My hair girl has used a treatment at the salon, and I really liked how soft and smooth my hair is, which now reminds me I did buy this during a VIB sale. I've yet to use it, so this needs to go in my shower. Those are the products that I would pick up if I had $1,000 to spend at Sephora. So definitely let me know if you've done this tag. I'd love to check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!